Cinematic human moment. Slow motion, low-angle shot of a senior man's hand pressing firmly onto the armrest of a chair. The focus is on the strain in his knuckles as he begins to push himself up. The room is softly lit by a window, creating a contemplative, slightly somber mood. Compelling data visualization. A map of the United States appears. As the VO speaks, small, human-shaped icons rapidly populate the map, filling about a quarter of it. Then, the map isolates to show only icons representing people over 65, and half of them instantly change to a brighter color. The animation is smooth and impactful. Cinematic human moment. A shot from the patient's point of view, looking at a friendly but rushed doctor who is glancing at a clock on the wall. The shot has a shallow depth of field, with the doctor slightly out of focus and the clock in sharp focus, emphasizing the feeling of being hurried. Food as art cinematography. A beautifully composed overhead shot of a rustic wooden table. 3 distinct pools of light illuminate our 3 hero food groups. A dark bowl of mixed berries, a pile of vibrant dark leafy greens, and a cluster of fresh broccoli and cauliflower. The shot is rich in color and texture. Cinematic human moment. A senior woman stands at her doorway, looking out at a sunny park where children are playing. Her hand rests on the doorframe, hesitant. Her expression is a mix of longing and frustration. Then, her face subtly shifts to one of quiet determination, and she takes a deep breath. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean, minimalist background. A series of stylized, abstract icons representing health and science appear smoothly, one after another. Perhaps a microscope, a DNA helix, and a shield with a plus symbol inside. The icons are elegant 2D vector art. Food as art, cinematography. A dynamic slow-motion sequence. First, a cascade of fresh, glistening berries tumbles across the screen. This dissolves into a shot of water droplets splashing across a vibrant green kale leaf. This dissolves into a final, striking shot of a knife cleanly slicing through a head of broccoli. Advanced animated graphics. A sleek, 3D animated number 10 materializes in the center of the screen. It rotates slowly, and as it turns, its surface ripples, revealing shadowy, abstract shapes moving within it, representing the hidden culprits. Purposeful B-roll with context, an intriguing, slightly ominous close-up shot. We see a coffee mug on a kitchen counter. The shot is tightly framed on the steam rising from the dark liquid, creating a sense of mystery. The lighting is low, typical of an early morning. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean 2D vector icon of a shield with a medical cross inside it appears on screen. A gentle aura radiates from it, symbolizing safety and a protective warning. Advanced animated graphics. A large, bold number 10 appears and then dissolves into millions of tiny droplets of water that splash across the screen and fade away. Advanced animated graphics. A masterpiece-quality 3D medical animation shows a cross-section of a healthy knee joint. The cartilage is depicted as a plump, translucent, water-filled cushion. The animation then shows the water draining away, and the cartilage visibly shrinks, becoming thin and brittle. Advanced animated graphics. Continuing the 3D animation, the focus shifts to the synovial fluid surrounding the joint, depicted as a viscous, lubricating layer. The fluid level visibly decreases. As the joint moves, the bone ends start to grate against each other, emitting a subtle, angry red glow at the point of friction. Clear before and after transformation. Before shot, an older man sits stiffly, his face showing discomfort. The shot has a desaturated, cool-toned color grade. He's surrounded by coffee cups. After shot, the same man is now walking comfortably in a garden, smiling. He takes a refreshing drink from a water bottle. The lighting is bright, and the color grade is warm and vibrant. It's about steady, consistent sipping throughout the day. And don't forget, you can also get hydration from water-rich foods like cucumbers, celery, watermelon, and even soups. High-impact action and demonstration. A clean, brightly lit shot of a hand confidently placing a modern, reusable 32-ounce water bottle on a kitchen counter next to a clock. This is followed by a quick, appealing montage. Someone taking a sip from the bottle at their desk. Then a macro shot of water droplets on fresh cucumber slices and vibrant watermelon. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean 2D vector icon of a red, pulsing exclamation point appears briefly but clearly on screen before fading. It is simple, direct, and conveys urgency without text. Advanced animated graphics. The number 9 appears, constructed from what looks like white sugar crystals. A moment later, the number crumbles into a pile of fine white dust and blows away. Advanced animated graphics. A 3D animation inside a joint shows a small, smoldering campfire. Abstract liquid droplets, representing sugar, fall from above. As they hit the fire, it erupts into a large, aggressive, raging inferno, with sparks flying. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed this very process. Furthermore, high-sugar diets lead to the formation of something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. These are toxic compounds that form when sugar in your bloodstream attaches to proteins or fats, and they are known to stimulate even more inflammation and have been directly linked to the progression of osteoarthritis. Advanced animated graphics. A sleek 3D medical animation showing a cross-section of an artery. Spiky crystalline shapes representing sugar molecules are shown flowing in the bloodstream. They begin to stick to the smooth protein strands of the artery walls, causing them to become rigid and glow with an unhealthy, inflammatory red aura. Clear before and after transformation. A split screen. On the left, a shot filmed with harsh, unflattering light shows a plastic-wrapped muffin and a sugary coffee drink. On the right, a shot filmed in warm, natural morning light shows a beautiful bowl of oatmeal topped with colorful fresh berries and a simple black coffee. A hand enters the right frame to pick up the healthy bowl. Food is art, cinematography. Extreme close-up, slow-motion shot of a hand choosing a fresh, plump raspberry from a bowl of mixed berries. The focus is sharp on the texture of the berry. The shot then rack focuses to a background where a hand is turning over a packaged food item, with the nutrition label intentionally blurred. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean, 2D vector icon of a heart with a gentle, pulsing blood sugar wave graph inside it appears on screen. The animation is smooth and professional, indicating medical supervision. Purposeful B-roll with context. Starts with a shot of a man's hands pouring a generic vegetable oil into a frying pan under cool, sterile kitchen lighting. A quick dissolve transitions to a shot of the same hands, now in warm, morning light, sprinkling ground flaxseed onto a bowl of oatmeal. The mood shifts from clinical to wholesome. Food as art cinematography. A dynamic split screen. On the left, a bottle of corn oil is pushed out of frame and replaced by a beautiful bottle of extra virgin olive oil. On the right, a stunning macro shot of a fresh salmon fillet sizzling in a pan, followed by quick, appealing shots of walnuts and chia seeds. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean 2D vector icon of a fish oil capsule appears. A moment later, a small red warning icon, a triangle with an exclamation point, gently pulses next to it. Advanced animated graphics. The number 7 appears on screen. It then animates to look like it's seizing up and being covered in a layer of digital rust. Purposeful B-roll with context. A close-up shot of a rusty, stiff gate hinge creaking as it struggles to move. The shot dissolves to a healthy human knee joint, bending smoothly and easily. The visual parallel is clear and easy to understand. Advanced animated graphics. A 3D medical animation of a knee joint. We see the strong, supportive muscles around it, represented as thick, healthy bands. These bands then visibly shrink and atrophy. As they weaken, the joint becomes unstable, and the bones visibly press harder against each other during movement. Cinematic human moment. A low-angle shot from behind a senior woman as she takes one single determined step out of her front door onto the driveway. The focus is on her foot making contact with the ground. The sun is bright, creating a hopeful, new beginning feel. It's about breaking up long periods of sitting. It could be marching in place while your coffee brews. It could be doing gentle arm circles while you watch the evening news. It could be doing a few seated leg raises from your favorite chair. The goal is simply to interrupt the stillness and remind your joints what they're made for. Over time, you can explore more structured, joint-friendly activities like walking, swimming, or Tai Chi. High-impact action and demonstration. A bright, upbeat montage of seniors in their homes performing simple movements. The shots are quick and empowering. Someone marching in place in the kitchen, another doing arm circles in their living room, and a close-up on legs performing seated extensions from a chair. The lighting is clean and energetic. Purposeful B-roll with context. A shot of the senior having a positive, collaborative consultation with a physical therapist in a bright, modern clinic. The therapist is demonstrating a gentle stretch, and the patient is watching with an engaged, understanding expression. Advanced animated graphics. The number 6 appears and then smoothly transforms into an infinity symbol made of 2 chasing arrows, one labeled with a pain icon and the other with a sleep icon, to visually represent the vicious cycle. Advanced animated graphics. A split-screen animation. On the left, a brain is shown during restorative sleep, and a pain volume dial is turned down low. On the right, a tired, sleep-deprived brain is shown, and an animated hand cranks the same pain volume dial all the way up into the red. Advanced animated graphics. A 3D medical animation showing a stylized human body. When the body is depicted as sleep-deprived, we see an increase in the number of tiny, glowing red particles, inflammatory cytokines circulating in the bloodstream and concentrating around the joints. Cinematic human moment. Starts with a shot of a woman in a dark room, tossing and turning, her face illuminated by a digital clock and etched with frustration. This shot dissolves into a peaceful scene of the same woman in a warm, steamy bath, her eyes closed in relaxation. The lighting is soft and calming. Purposeful B-roll with context. A soothing montage of power-down activities. A hand places a smartphone face down on a nightstand. A shot of steam rising from a running shower. Someone listening to music with headphones, eyes closed. The sequence ends with a shot of a dark, quiet bedroom, implying peaceful sleep. Purposeful B-roll with context. A shot focusing on the concerned face of a person watching their partner sleep. We don't see the partner directly, but the look of worry on the observer's face conveys the seriousness of the situation. Advanced animated graphics. A gentle, slow-paced montage of the stylized icons and graphics from the first 5 points. A water droplet, a crumbling sugar cube, an unbalanced scale, a rusty hinge, and the chasing arrows of the sleep pain cycle. They appear and dissolve gracefully. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean 2D vector graphic of a thumbs-up icon appears in the lower third of the screen. It animates with a satisfying pop or gentle pulse to draw attention to it. Advanced animated graphics. A large, bold number 5 drops onto the screen with a heavy thud, causing digital cracks to appear on the floor of the screen. visually representing its weight and impact. Advanced animated graphics. A simple 2D animation of a figure walking with a large, heavy backpack, its stride labored. The backpack then animates to disappear, and the figure's stride immediately becomes lighter and more energetic. 4 small pressure icons on the knee disappear for every 1 weight icon removed from the backpack. It's fueling chemical inflammation in your hands, your shoulders, your back, and all over your body. This explains why obesity is linked to worse arthritis even in non-weight-bearing joints. Advanced animated graphics. A sophisticated 3D animation visualizes adipose tissue as an active factory, with little smokestacks releasing glowing red particles, cytokines, into a network of blood vessels. These particles are shown traveling throughout the body and concentrating in various joints, including the hands and shoulders. He was shutting down the factory. She focused on adding more vegetables to her meals to help her feel full. And as she lost the first 15 pounds, she was shocked that the biggest improvement she felt wasn't in her knees, but in the morning stiffness and swelling in her hands. Clear before and after transformation. Before shot, a close-up of a woman's hands, which appear puffy and stiff as she struggles with a simple task like buttoning a cuff. The color grading is cool and slightly desaturated. After shot, a close-up of the same woman's hands, now looking less swollen, confidently and easily tending to the leaves of a houseplant. The lighting is warm, and the color grade is vibrant. Food as art, cinematography. A beautiful, clean, over-edged shot of a dinner plate. An animated line appears, dividing the plate in half. One half magically and colorfully fills with a vibrant mix of roasted broccoli, sautéed greens, and other vegetables. A hand then places a beautiful piece of grilled salmon on the other half. Cinematic human moment. A warm, inviting shot of a doctor sitting opposite a patient, leaning forward and listening with a compassionate and engaged expression. The focus is on the connection and care, creating a sense of reassurance and support. Advanced animated graphics. A number 4 appears on screen and begins to vibrate and jitter with a nervous energy, as if under tension. Purposeful B-roll with context. A sharp visual metaphor. First, a shot of a faucet turning on full blast, then shutting off completely and cleanly. This is immediately contrasted with an extreme close-up of a different faucet with a single, incessant, maddening drip, the drop hitting the water below in slow motion. Advanced animated graphics. A 3D animation of a human silhouette. The dripping faucet from the previous shot is superimposed over it. With each drip of a stress hormone, the body's nervous system and joints flash with a red, inflammatory glow, and a visual pain threshold bar at the side of the screen lowers a little bit more. Purposeful B-roll with context. A fast-paced, stressful montage of holiday chaos, crowded stores, traffic, frantic cooking. The scene then cuts abruptly to a slow, peaceful shot of a man sitting in a comfortable armchair by a window, calmly reading a book, a look of tranquility on his face. Cinematic human moment. An extreme close-up shot focused on a person's serene face, eyes gently closed. The lighting is incredibly soft and warm. The only movement is the subtle, peaceful rise and fall of their chest as they breathe, creating a powerfully calming visual. Cinematic human moment. A respectful, over-the-shoulder shot from behind a therapist. We see the patient on a couch, speaking openly. The focus is on the patient's face, conveying a sense of safety, trust, and the relief of being heard in a professional, supportive environment. Purposeful B-roll with context. A visual transition. The previously muted, thoughtful tones of the stress section dissolve and the screen brightens significantly. The color palette becomes rich and vibrant, shifting the mood to one of positivity and hope. Advanced animated graphics. The number 3 appears, formed out of beautifully animated, unfurling green leaves like spinach and kale. Food as art, cinematography, an extreme close-up, slow-motion shot of water droplets being misted onto a fresh, textured kale leaf. The camera slowly tracks along the veins of the leaf, highlighting its vibrant color and structure. Advanced animated graphics, a 3D animation of a healthy cell. Tiny volatile red sparks, free radicals, fly towards it. Before they can make contact, small glowing green shields, antioxidants, fly in and intercept them, neutralizing them with a harmless puff of light. Advanced animated graphics, a 3D medical animation showing a cross-section of cartilage. We see animated vitamin C particles helping to weave strong new collagen fibers, while vitamin K particles reinforce the underlying bone structure, making it stronger. Clear before and after transformation. Before shot, a sad, lonely piece of pale iceberg lettuce on the side of a plate. A hand pushes it away. After shot, a stunning, vibrant, and massive salad bowl filled with dark greens and a rainbow of other vegetables is placed in the center of the frame. Hands with wooden tongs toss it in slow motion. Food as art, cinematography. A dynamic, appetizing montage. A large handful of fresh spinach being dropped into a pot of simmering red sauce. A close-up of kale sizzling with garlic in a hot pan. An overhead shot of a blender turning a mix of greens and fruit into a vibrant green smoothie. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean 2D vector icon of a blood droplet appears on screen. An icon of a stylized letter K flies in and interacts with it. A red warning symbol flashes briefly. The scene then dissolves to a reassuring shot of a doctor and patient calmly talking, establishing a plan. Advanced animated graphics. The number 2 appears, cleverly shaped to resemble a floret of broccoli or cauliflower. Food as art, cinematography. An extreme macro shot of a piece of Romanesco broccoli. The camera slowly pushes in, exploring the beautiful, intricate, fractal patterns of its structure. The lighting is dramatic and highlights the texture. Advanced animated graphics. A 3D animation of a sturdy brick wall representing cartilage. Small, mischievous demolition robots, enzymes, are actively chipping away at it. A larger, powerful foreman robot, Sulforaphane, arrives, and the demolition crew immediately powers down and stops working. Clear before and after transformation. A shot of a plate with unappetizing gray, overboiled broccoli. It's swept out of frame and replaced by a shot of beautifully roasted, slightly charred broccoli florets on a baking sheet, glistening with olive oil and sprinkled with seasonings. Food as art, cinematography, a quick, mouth-watering montage. Sliced Brussels sprouts sizzling in a hot pan. Broccoli florets being tossed with olive oil in a bowl in slow motion. A hand using an immersion blender to puree cauliflower into a creamy soup. The shots are warm and inviting. Stylized icons and symbols. A simple 2D icon of a stomach appears, and gentle, soft icons representing fiber float into it peacefully, illustrating gradual introduction. This is followed by the same blood droplet and vitamin K warning icon from before, reinforcing the consistency message. Advanced animated graphics. A large, majestic number 1 appears. It is filled with a swirling liquid texture of deep reds and purples, like a mix of berry juices. Food as art, cinematography. An extreme close-up slow-motion shot of a single perfect blueberry being dropped into a bowl of milk or yogurt. A beautiful purple-blue swirl of color blossoms from it on impact. Advanced animated graphics. A 3D medical animation of the bloodstream shows glowing red inflammatory marker particles, CRP. Beautiful shimmering purple and blue particles, anthocyanins, flow in and surround the red markers, causing them to cool down and fade away. Purposeful B-roll with context. A bright, cheerful split screen. On the left, a woman is happily eating a bowl of fresh strawberries in a sunny setting. On the right, a man pours a small glass of dark, rich tart cherry juice and drinks it with a look of satisfaction and relief. Food as art, cinematography, a gorgeous, slow-motion cascade of mixed frozen berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, tumbles into a clean white bowl. The berries are coated in a light frost, highlighting their texture and vibrant colors. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean 2D vector icon of a kidney appears on screen. The shot then dissolves to the now familiar, reassuring image of a patient having a positive, collaborative discussion with their doctor. Purposeful B-roll with context. A concluding, uplifting montage. We see quick, beautiful shots that summarize the positive solutions. A person sleeping peacefully, someone breathing calmly in a sunlit room, and a final, gorgeous overhead shot of a plate filled with colorful, healthy hero foods. Cinematic human moment. The senior man from the very first shot, who struggled to get out of his chair, is now shown standing tall and looking directly into the camera. His expression is no longer one of strain, but of quiet confidence, hope, and empowerment. The lighting is bright and flattering. They are profound acts of self-care and empowerment. They are you taking the controls back. High-impact action and demonstration, a powerful, quick-cut montage of decisive actions. A close-up of a hand pushing away a can of soda and choosing a glass of water instead. A close-up of athletic shoes taking a confident first step on a walking path. A close-up of a hand sprinkling berries onto a bowl of oatmeal. Each shot is sharp and intentional. Stylized icons and symbols. A clean 2D graphic of a comment box icon appears in the lower third of the screen. A cursor blinks inside it, as if waiting for a viewer to type. Purposeful B-roll with context. A final, beautiful wide shot. A senior couple, seen from behind, walks hand in hand down a beautiful park path during the golden hour. They are walking away from the camera, towards a bright future, looking healthy and content.